So Aaron, we were talking before the show started today about new title operation that is kind of formed, that is really kind of blowing up the title world and doing something drastically different than other title companies have done it. And it remains to be seen, obviously, what kind of long-term impact it'll have. Sure. But it's interesting out there for consumers that may potentially end up having that company or that that builder, so to speak, of the process of buying a home there in terms of how title will work.
Yeah, there's I think all of our industries, lending, mortgage, title, we're all going through a technological revolution right now. Tons of innovation, tons of disruption, and tons of new thinking. And quite frankly, it's pretty exciting. So there's a very large venture capitalist company. They're called Fifth Wall. And Fifth Wall owns a lot of real estate technology companies, including Open Door. They own Notarize. They own a lot of other Hippo, which is a property and casualty insurance company online. So very online focused. They started a title insurance underwriter called States Title, and it was a very small operation based out of San Francisco. They're all based out of San Francisco typically, and these guys came up with a different model for title insurance, and they said, you know what? The traditional model, the problem is the searching of public records and going back for 30 years and examining chains of title and not the old way has been done the same way for 200 years.
Right.
And so all of a sudden they developed a new model. It's basically it's almost a property and casualty based model of title insurance. So rather than searching and spending all that time and effort searching that back chain of title, they're saying, you know what, the majority of the title defects can be cured, and it's a brother or sister forgot to sign off on a deed 10 years ago, or there's a witness missing. But most of these results in very small claims. So they're saying, you know what, let's just build a different model of title insurance. So instead of the industry standard 5 to 10% loss ratios, let's build in 40% loss ratios. Let's, instead of issuing title off of the back chain of title, let's issue it based off the owner's credit report. The credit report's going to show liens and judgments, and I didn't pay my Visa bill.
The prior owner.
The prior owners.
Yeah, so the seller of the property.
The seller of the property. I'm going to run the credit history on him.
That's a little scary.
It is, well, because but that's how we get judgments attached via credit.
Yeah.
So
one thing that is interesting about that to me is that going to so for consumers, is that going to result in higher fees to some consumers? In some instances, it's going to with that specific underwriter. I would assume it has to.
I think it's going to end up being a wash, to be honest with you, because what's happening is now, instead of the millions of dollars that has to be invested in title plant assets and examiners that make $100,000 examining title,
they can change what they charge because they don't have all that extra fees. They're handling it all through claims.
That's right. You just eliminated 30% of your back office this way.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So it's they're looking at click button, get title.
Yeah.
So that's the model.
Well, no, and that's so funny because I talked about that to our team. I mean, that's what the consumer wants today.
Yeah.
And it's why the technology that we look at, the things that we change, consumer wants push button magic happen.
Yep.
And everyone wants to make the real estate transaction easier, smoother, quicker. And ultimately, it's a process that is never going to get as easy as ordering food from Uber. It's just not. But at the same time, the more advances it makes in that direction, the happier the consumer is. That essentially is what they're doing, to where title could be done. You could have a title policy paid for in a day or two, similar to like a homeowner's insurance premium.
Sure. So I mean, you think about what we've done and where we've come as an industry. I mean, look how closely real estate, title, lending, we all work as a team, and we keep tightening our systems to get better and better and better, so that a buyer can almost click button and get house within 15 days.
Yeah.
We
want to do it faster.
We want to go faster. Yeah. You want to get almost like the car buying experience, or like you said, just ordering your groceries, hitting Amazon. This is the expectation of our industry. So it's pretty exciting. These guys stepped up and bought the 10th largest, it was one of the top 10 title insurance companies in the country. And so they're
it's exciting.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so much change in our industry, and one of the changes, obviously, you've heard ads on air of people that will buy your house instantly for cash, and that's something that we rival and we do as well as kind of our response to helping the consumer that wants to focus more on convenience. I think everyone understands that if you're going to go into a process and you're going to sell your house to an investor for a cash deal, you may not get as good of a price as if you market it to the whole audience. So we give that as an option. So when you list with us, or not necessarily list with us, when you contact us to think about selling your house, we're going to give you all those options. Hey, here's what happens if you traditionally sell it. Here's your click button, get fast offer, sale price. And then here's what we can do in terms of a guarantee program to sell it, in 29 days or less. And so the response for that is because the realization that consumers, there's a certain percentage of consumers that care less about the amount of money they put in their pocket than they do about the convenience and the quickness and the expedience to just get the process over with. And so, so if you are one of those people that prefers the convenience, and you've heard some of the ads online, we compete with those. We match those offers, and we're willing to step in and buy homes too. So we'd love the opportunity to have a conversation with you. And those are situations that I personally am still involved with at the company. So feel free to go to theduncanduo.com. Again, it's theduncanduo.com.